Hi everyone, it's Sarah here with your Day 31, June 26, Sean Diddy Combs trial recap. Day 31 is closing arguments day, which had both sides making their final cases to the jury. The prosecution came out forcefully, painting Combs as a predator who ran a criminal enterprise built on intimidation. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic described Combs as a man who doesn't take no for an answer. She told the jurors that for 2 decades, Combs has allegedly committed brutal crimes and also said, again and again, forced, threatened, and manipulated women. Photos of Combs' inner circle flashed on screen while she continued her argument, saying the defendant used power, violence, and fear to get what he wanted. She said he thought that his fame and wealth and power put him above the law. Jurors were shown an image from 2016 in the hotel room surveillance video of Combs holding Cassie by her hair. Slavic also recapped key evidence like the so-called freak-off, drug-fueled sex parties where Combs would watch and record as women were coerced into sex with other men. She highlighted one 2023 incident as a prime example, saying that Combs tricked Jane into flying to New York under the guise of a shopping trip, then pushed her into a hotel encounter with a male escort. When Jane resisted these hotel nights, she argued that he would threaten her financial security, even hinting he'd stop paying her $10,000 a month rent. Slavic said he knew that threatening to take away her home could turn a no into a yes. After nearly 5 hours, Slavic reminded the jurors of all the disturbing evidence, hundreds of exhibits of texts, videos, and tearful testimony. And then her final plea, she said, up until today, the defendant was able to get away with his crimes because of his money, power, and influence. It's time to hold him accountable. It's time for justice. It's time to find the defendant guilty. Prosecutors ended their closing arguments with that final call for conviction. Combs' legal team, led by attorney Tini Garagos, has argued all along that the government has overreached by criminalizing Combs' unconventional private life, and the jurors that Combs has pled not guilty. Garagos told the jury that the government is, quote, trying to turn sex between consenting adults into a sex trafficking case. In earlier statements, Garagos has said that Combs can be volatile, a complicated man with a violent temper, but continues to argue that this is a complicated case. The case is about love, jealousy, infidelity, and money. The defense has argued that the accuser's stories are exaggerated or a result of breakups and jealousy. Garagos has even referred to Diddy as a jerk, saying at times he may act like that, but she stressed he's not charged with being a jerk. From here, the judge is expected to deliver legal instructions to the 12 jurors, after which deliberations will begin and the case is in the jury's hands. At this point, it's up to the jury to listen to both sides and make their choice based on everything they have seen in court. If he is convicted, he could spend at least 15 years in prison, with some counts carrying a potential life sentence. So day 31 ends with a verdict looming, and we will see from here what happens as the jury starts their deliberation. Make sure to come back tomorrow as I will have a recap of what happens in the courtroom as we get closer to the final decision in this case.